Hey guys, Bill Soriano here from Pittsburgh, and today I'm going to do a quick overview video for you guys of the Sniper Pro, the Jifu Sniper Pro Scanner. Okay, so as you guys know, with Jifu, you get access to everything for one price. You get access to all six of their academies that they have, all the live training involved with that, and then you have right now seven different scanners. And as I told you guys, every week or every other week, I'm going to do a overview video of one of the scanners, just to introduce it to you guys. And then during the week, during the next week, next 2 weeks after that, I'll do some sessions where I show you some trades using that scanner so you can see how it works and how it works, in the market. And so last week I did the golden era scanner, and I created this PDF file here with the overview video. And then there's several results videos here, as you could see. And then we have some other videos about Jifu as well, introductory intro videos to Jifu and all that stuff. But with this particular scanner, this is the Sniper Pro that we're going to be going over today. Okay, and this is what the Sniper Pro looks like. There's a lot of moving parts to the Sniper Pro scanner, guys. It has it's pretty easy to use, but it has a lot of moving parts to it. Okay. So if we look at the back here to see the training, you'll see that for the Sniper Pro scanner, there are 3 tutorial videos, and then there's a fourth bonus video right here showing you some trades in the market. And so these videos are a little bit longer in length. They're a little more detailed. And then we also have 3 PDF documents to go over when I do the overview for you. So I'll use these PDF documents to give you the quick overview of the Jifu Sniper Pro scanner. And again, the purpose of this video is to introduce people that aren't in Jifu yet to our scanners. So last week I did the Golden Era scanner. Today I'm going to do the Sniper Pro. Next week or the week after, I may do the Trend Wave or the Kill Shot, whichever one, I decide to do. And then during the week, I go in and I do some videos showing you how to take some trades using the scanners and how those trades worked out. But these videos are to introduce people who aren't in Jifu yet to what we have so that they can decide to get started, right? And so if you're already in Jifu and you've come across my video here, you'd probably be better served to just go into your back office and watch the videos done here by Manny, because he does a really good job with the videos, a much better job than I'll be able to do, but I'll kind of get through it here so to give people a quick overview. Okay, so let's look at the first PDF here. Okay, so let's do this quick overview. Let's get this started here without further ado. And of course, Sniper Pro is a price to action based reversal strategy. It uses a unique scoring system to identify high probability reversal zones across all asset types and time frames. Okay. And the great thing is you can use this whether the market's trending or ranging. A lot of times, when you're a beginner, they tell you got to be able to distinguish between a trending market and a consolidating market or a ranging market. And with this, you still have to be able to do that to a certain extent, but it works with all kinds of both the trending and the ranging markets. Okay. So Sniper Pro is for both novice and experts, right? If you're a novice, if you just have basic knowledge of trading, this will be great for you because using the color-coded system, it's going to tell you exactly what to do and when to pull the trigger on your trades, right? If you're an expert, you can use it as you can use it as it's designed to be used, or you can use it as an additional confirmation for your trade setups that you take for your trading plan that you have, if you're an expert trader already. When you can use it, again, like I said, it works in trending markets as well as ranging markets, right? So it'll show you how to use it. We'll show you how to use it in both of those. The rules are basically the same, except for the first rule that I'll show you here later on. But it'll work in both types of markets, right? What markets can you trade this on? You can use it for everything. You can use it for stocks. You can use it for gold, Forex, crypto, indices, anything you want. You can also use it on any time frame. Okay. It works just as well on the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15, 1 hour, 4 hour daily, whatever you like to trade. And depending on like you like to trade, if you're a scalper, you might want to use the 1 to 5 minute charts. If you're intraday, you use the 15 minute to 2 hour charts. I tend to be more of an intraday trader, or I would at least use this um, because I do have my 4 hour strategy that's more of a swing. But if I was to use this scanner, and when I do use it to show you some examples, I'll use it as an intraday, probably on the 15 minute time frame. But you can also do swing trading with it on the 4 hour and daily charts. Right? How does this help you? Well, it helps you trade smarter, but not harder. You have a trend table here at the top here. We'll go over that a little bit more later. You have scorecards here, right? You have these key levels that are red and blue. Red, for resistance, blue for support. You have bar colors, bar colors, red, blue, gray. You also have some gold ones. You have the Sniperlator down below here. And the Snipe-lator also is one of the first ever to give you real-time divergences. Okay, you can spot these divergences in real time, right? Okay, so moving on to the next one here, to the next PDF file, just to get through this overview here. Again, I'll go through the components now. And so the first component of Sniper Pro is the reversal bands. This is a proprietary Bollinger reversal band here. You can see that you have these inner red lines, which are the first level of dynamic support and resistance, right? Of course, the red is resistance, the blue is support, right? And then you have the thicker bands here, which represent, they highlight the key reversal areas where major market shifts or major shifts in the market are more likely to occur, right? We also have sniper scores here on our scorecards, which is basically the signal for the system here. And this is a precision-based signal system. And those scorecards will only trigger, guys, when price enters into the high probability reversal zones, ensuring greater accuracy and confidence in each trade. Now, of course, that's not the only confirmation that you're looking for, but that is the initial one. Also has these key levels here. You could see these red and blue levels, right? This is psychological levels, and this is based on the whole half and quarter number theory to create dynamic support and resistance zones where you can anticipate the reversals to occur. The red zones are, above price, and they act as resistance. The blue zones are below price, and they act as support, right? These levels serve as precision-based reaction zones, and they're used in confluence with the Bollinger Band reversal bands, right, to locate entries, exits, and trade management for high probability setups. Okay. Next, we have the pivot points, right? So pivot points, as you know, are dynamic reversal zones, and they're calculated using the previous day's high, low, and close, right? And so you have 5 resistance points, and you have 5 support points here on the chart. And the idea is to get one of these pivot points to line up with your key area, right? Right. So you want to get a pivot point here. You could see how you have the scorecard here as price moves into the upper reversal band here. You have the key area right here, the red key zone, right? And then you have a pivot point right inside of it here. So you want to try to get the pivot points inside or very close to those zones as an extra confirmation. We also have the trend screener at the top of the charts, the top of the scanner, right? Um, and this helps you determine the direction of the market with just one quick glance, guys, okay? It gives you 3 actual things. It gives you the trend direction, it gives you the trend state, and it gives you the trend strength. So is the direction bullish and bearish? It will tell you bullish and bearish based on whether or not price is above or below the long-term moving average. And you can see you do have three moving averages on the chart here. There with the circles here showing you, I believe the long-term one is black. The intermediate one is purple, and the short-term moving averages changes from red to blue, depending on what price is doing, right? So you get the trend direction, but you also get the trend state. Is it currently trending, consolidating, or pulling back? You can see on this one, the trend is bullish, but it is pulling back as prices pull back down into that lower, Bollinger Band, telling you that there is a now high probability of it moving back up, right? Now, the other thing is the trend strength. Those trend strength ranges from very strong to very weak. This one is neutral because price, it's not at the highs right now, but it's also not all the way down here near the long-term moving average. So it's going to be neutral. So this can help you by, if you can just use it to determine the trend, during using your own strategy, right? But if you want to trade trend setups, then you would look for neutral strength and you would look for a trending or pulling back state, right? So this one here is perfect because it's bullish, it's a neutral strength, and it's pulling back, okay? So if it was still trending, then you would need to wait for it to pull back, but you would know that you're trading a trend setup. You can also find reversal setups, right? Once price gets down, to this lower area here where the strength is weak or very weak and it's pulling back. So it would have to move closer down to the long-term moving average. And then you can also get these exhaustion setups when it's very strong, prices at the key highs or lows, and it's trending, and you're looking for that to just exhaust and then reverse, right? Now, as a bonus, like I was telling you, Sniper Pro does include three internal moving averages, right? And it uses that long-term one to determine this overall trend here, whether bullish or bearish. So the trend screener up at the top of the scanner is very, very important. It's not used, like I said, as a confirmation, actually. It's not used as a confirmation to take a trade, but it can help you determine which kind of setups you're looking for, like I showed you. The next one is the Sniperlator, okay, and this is down at the bottom here, and this is a play on words, the Sniper Pro plus the Oscillator, right? It's an all-in-one momentum and reversal detection tool. It gives you it gives you the areas of reversals and also key entry points, right? You get crossover signals where you get these red or blue balls here, and these are very good entry points. They're additional confirmations for you. You can see how you get divergence, right? You get this real-time divergence if you get these Ds here, and they only show the last two, and it's not designed to show you past divergence, just the recent ones here, right? And divergence is just, when price and the oscillator are making different lows and highs, right? They're different. The lows and highs look different, as if there's something off here, right? As you can see, you have divergence right here because as price moved higher here, right, you can see where the oscillator's at, but as price comes up and it doesn't quite reach that high, but you get a new high here in the oscillator. So that's the divergence, right? And then the other thing you get is you get this trend direction bar. This is right in the middle here. This is this dash line that changes from blue to red. And this is really important here because when you have a blue scorecard telling you to go long, you want to also make sure that your trend direction bar is blue as well. Okay. And you can see right here it isn't, but then right here it does turn blue. Okay. And so this is more of a lagging indicator because it's designed to be more powerful, right? And so it may lag like two bars, two candles behind, but when it does change, it really gives you a good indication of which way the market should be going, right? And then, of course, we have the trend score, and this is a powerful feature of the Sniper Pro system. It's designed to help traders identify reversal entry candles, additional color code indicators built in the system. And it kind of uses all of this here. It uses the bar colors, right? The bar colors are red, blue, and gray bars. There's also gold bars as well. But the main ones are red, blue, and gray. You'll see these smaller sniper arrows, right? They help determine the underlying trend. So if you have blue bars, you want to have blue arrows under them. If you have red bars, you want to have red arrows above them when you're taking trades. There's also a super sniper error, a super sniper arrow, and this detects more like trend breaks and also gives you some volume data. So if you have a scorecard, it is also good. It's also an additional confirmation if you have one of those super sniper arrows. And then you have the trend scores as well. Now, right here, it's saying that the trend scores are +1 to +3. Later on, we'll learn that they actually changed that, I believe, and the lowest trend score is a +3. The highest one goes up to +10. But right here, it says they're +1 to +3. So again, scores only appear when price is interacting with key reversal zones, the outer Bollinger Band, the outer Bollinger reversal bands, and the trend is beginning to shift in our favor, right? To strengthen your analysis and entries, utilize the key support and resistance, right? The pivot levels, the trend screener, the moving averages, and the Sniperlator, before taking trades. So you're designed to use everything, right? This is a long example here. You can see here in this chart, we have the price is in the bottom blue Bollinger Band here, right? You see the scorecard showing up, right? You see that price is also in a key zone, and we also have a pivot point inside of that zone here. It's a little bit hard to see here because of the size of this chart here, but you can see the blue key level, key zone here. You see the pivot point inside of that zone right here. You see the scorecard. And down now here, you could see that price is down in the blue reversal area, right? And that the trend line, the dash line here is blue also, right? And so over here, we have an example of a short position. And the only difference here is that we also have real-time divergence here in this short position. So anytime you have a D, whether it's above or below, uh, right around the time of your scorecard entry comes out, that's also a very good sign, right? And then it has the scoring system here again, but again, the scoring system, as I'll show you later here, has changed. Okay, so let's go to the next PDF here. And this will kind of give you an idea of how we trade with Sniper Pro. And again, I'll give you more examples of this as I make the videos throughout the week, but this is just a quick overview right here. We'll walk through a step-by-step process of how to trade using the Sniper Pro system. This training combines key elements of price, action with the powerful features of the Sniper Pro to help you make smarter entries and exits. You'll learn how to identify trade setups, confirm reversals, manage risk, and apply proper risk-reward principles to maximize your results, whether you're catching a trend or you're spotting a reversal. These steps will give you the confidence to execute. Okay. So there's 3 Sniper Pro setups basically, right? There's 3 core setups. There's the side snipe. This is during a consolidation market, right? This setup obviously focuses on trading balances between support and resistance within a range. Like what we said earlier, you can use this in trending markets as well as ranging or consolidating markets, right? We have the trend snipe, right? This used to enter pullbacks or continuations in the strong bullish or bearish trend aligned with momentum. So, right, so trend snipe, price is trending, say trending up, you get that pullback right to the blue zone, and then you look to take that trade back up again, right? And then you have the reversal snipe, where this is designed to catch early signs of market reversals using confirmation from Sniper Pro scoring in the bands. Okay, so this we all like to say, hey, we really like to catch those reversals a lot earlier than we did. And this will actually help us do that. So these are the three setups. Okay. So when we look at the rules for this scanner here, no matter which strategy you're using, the side snipe, the trend snipe, or the reverse snipe, the trading rules always remain the same. The only thing that changes is the type of setup. So number one is what changes, but once you identify the type of setup, two, three, four, and five all remain the same, no matter if it's a side snipe, trend snipe, or a reverse snipe, right? You simply follow the remaining steps. Now, I will tell you this. I did look at the scanner. I did try to use it a little bit earlier. I've watched more of the videos. And the thing is that you may not actually do these in this order, right? Because you may look for that score candle first, right? And when you get that score candle, that's kind of your signal that, hey, let's go back now. Let's see, is that score candle in a zone, right? And if it's in a zone, let's look and see, what does the setup look like? Is it a side snipe? Is it a trend snipe? Or is it a reverse snipe? And I'll show you a little bit more about this, like I said, as I make the videos throughout the next week or two, showing you specific trades using this scanner. But just to let you know that no matter which strategy you're using, the side snipe, the trend snipe, or the reversal snipe, uh, these rules always remain the same. The only thing that changes is this type of setup. But the thing I want to stress is that you may not do this in order, right? You may look for that score candle first, right? Then you're going to look and say, okay, is it in a key zone, right? Do we have the pivot points in that zone, right? Is there other hits to that zone recently where it provided support and resistance? And then you might look and say, okay, what kind of setup do we have? Do we have a side snipe? Do we have a trend snipe? Do we have a reverse snipe? Once we figure that out, we look at the Sniperlator, right, to kind of confirm that we can take an entry, and then we have our risk to reward, right? So I'm just saying you may not do these in this exact order. You may or you may not. I don't think I will. I'll look for the score candle first. Okay, so this is the setup. Okay, so these are the conditions that you need to identify the side snipe. Okay, and that's in consolidating markets. Well, first of all, the consolidation could be large or small, but you basically have to go to the extreme high or low. You see how these bands have to go up to the extreme high of that consolidation or to the extreme low. In this case, they show it going up to the extreme high, right? And we see the scorecards coming out here, right? So these are the best areas when doing the side snipe, okay? And these are better areas because of being support and resistance, which you do have the key level in there giving you that psychological support and resistance area, as well as the pivot point. You're using more of supply and demand zones here because you're using the tops and the bottoms, okay? So you want to make sure that you're in a sideways market, right? You want to identify the extreme high or low, and that's where you want your signal to come out in. And then you're looking for double or triple tops and bottoms. So here you have a double top, and the reason why it says double or triple, you're looking for two or three hits to a particular area. Once you get more than three hits, it's no longer likely that that's going to hold, right? Because at that point, price may move through it to the upside or move down through it to the downside, okay? So that's the side snipe. That's the first one. The second one is the trend snipe, right? So the market structure is looking for a break of structure in the direction of the trend. And then you can use one of these two other conditions here, or you can use both. Drawing a trend line may be a little bit different for beginning and immediate traders. I even struggle with drawing trend lines here, but they kind of tell you, hey, if you can draw a trend line connecting 2 points like this, and you get that pullback to the trend line, that's kind of additional confirmation. Or you can use the three moving averages, right? You can look for a bounce off of the long term, the mid term, or the short term moving average, right? So in this case, you have the trend line and you kind of have the moving average line right there as well. So again, all three conformations give you a triple trend strength, okay? But as you trade this, once if you become a member of Jifu and you start using this scanner, you're going to obviously trade this on demo, like I told you all the time. We always teach that you have to start any new strategy on demo, right? Um, and so when you're doing that on demo, you'll be able to test out, hey, do I need all three conditions? Or two out of the three conditions good? Or sometimes maybe just one out of the three is good. But again, all three of them together give you triple strength, right? And then the next setup is the reversal snipe, right? So this is a little bit more advanced because you have to identify a break of structure in the direction of the trend. Then you need a relatively quick change of character, right? Or choke, as we call it, where the direction now changes from bullish to bearish because these lows here are taken out. Okay. And then once you have your break of structure in the direction of the trend, and normally, guys, people will always call a break of structure in the direction of the trend. And again, it's relative to the time frame you're trading on, right? Because your trend on the 15-minute may be bullish, whereas your trend on the 1 hour or 4 hour may be something totally different. So you get that move break of structure, which identifies a break of structure with the trend, and then you get that quick reversal change of character, right? Going from here bullish to bearish, and then you look for this retest here. So you get a price comes up here at retest this area right here, but you can see the price isn't in the Bollinger Bands at this point. So then it moves down, it comes back up, and now price is actually above the Bollinger Bands, but it's which is okay to be above, obviously. And so that's more of a retest area right there, right? And that is the reversal snipe. Okay, those are the three conditions for the reversal snipe. So we have the reversal snipe, we have the trend snipe, and we have the side snipe. Side snipe. Side, did I say that right? So now, that's the only thing that changes is that. Now, after that, the rules are all the same, regardless if you're doing the side snipe, the trend snipe, or the reverse snipe, right? So rule number 2 is the zone, right? You look for price to be the key level, right? You look for price inside the Bollinger Band and you want it hitting the key level, okay? So in this example here, we could see the scorecards come out. We could see prices down in the Bollinger Bands, right? And we can see that we have this blue level right here. It's very hard to see on this particular chart, but the blue level was there. And then inside that blue level, we also have a pivot point right above it, just right above it. Okay, so that's fine, right? So we have the key level, we have the pivot level, and then we use price action. We kind of look back and we say, hey, was this area an area of rejection before? And you could see here before price came down and then it found support there and then moved up, right? So you're looking for price action to the left to see if this was an area of support or resistance prior. You get all three confirmations together, right? That gives you triple strength, right? Triple strength. Now, again, you may determine that you just need 2 out of these 3 levels, right? If you get the key level, you don't have the pivot, but when you look at price action to the left, you do see it's been hit before, then that gives you 2 out of 3. Or you may have the key level with the pivot level inside of there, but you don't have the support or resistance prior in price action, right? So you might, determine, I would probably think that 2 out of 3 of these would be sufficient to take a trade. But that's why each person needs to trade this strategy on demo so they can determine that for themselves, right? So that's the zone. Then you have the Sniperlator here, right? So the Sniperlator is down below here, right? You could see in this example here, we have a divergence. We have a D there, okay? But you're looking for the rejection levels and the bands. So again, price is down, right in that Bollinger Band area. You have the scorecards, right? It's you have the key level, you have the pivot point, You have the resistance prior support here, right? So you have all that already. Now you're looking for that rejection level. So you want price to be down in the blue rejection level, right? Right? So you want to match blue and red key zones on the chart with blue and red test zones on the oscillator. So these are uh, test level test, where price is going to react off of them, right? So those are the test zones. You want that to be in the blue test zone if you're buying, or the red test zone if you are selling. You also want to look at the line color, right? So obviously for the buys, you want this line the color to be blue. For sells, you want it to be red. And also if you have real-time divergence, that's great as well. Then you look for fish hooks and crossovers. You can see here down here in this example how this area gets shaded here because it's crossing over these RSI levels. Okay, again, this is all proprietary systems, so I don't know the exact reason behind the fish hooks for this oscillator here, but we could see that these shaded areas, these blue ones, they call those the fish hooks. And then also you have the crossover dots. You have blue and red balls on this line here, which are entry or additional entry signals, right? Those are crossovers as well. And so you look for those fish hooks to spot reversals and crossovers, the blue and red balls to spot the entry, right? And then you want to check the trend direction as well, right? You want to match the trend bars with your sniper line for strong entries and exits. Again, that's that middle line here that's dashed and it turns from red to blue. Obviously, for the buys, you want it to blue. It's a color coded system, guys. For buys, you want everything blue. For reds, you want everything red. For sales, you want everything red. Okay. So that's what makes it very easy because it's a color coded system. Is it, 100%, you know, objectional, or, how do you want to say, objective? No, because you may decide that you only need one out of three of the conditions, or two out of the three conditions, or maybe you need all three of the conditions. So that's where some subjectivity comes in, but it's a rules-based system and it's color coded. So that's what makes it easy. Blue, you want the blue color for the buy, the red color for the sell. Okay, and then we have the scorecard, right? So the scorecard is a number of things here. And again, it's saying here you look for a score of 1, 2, or 3 for the entry candle strength. But I do think, guys, that they've changed this on the scanner now. And I think the lowest score that you can get is 3. And that means that 3 of the proprietary indicators are lining up. And the highest score you can get is 10, which means all 10 line up. Again, I don't know exactly what those are, but you know, I know that I'm pretty sure that the scores are now 3 to 10. Okay. So you look for the scores on the entry candle strength. And again, it says you can enter without them here, but then that's using a different strategy. The main strategy with this scanner would be to wait for these scorecards to show up, right? Because they only show up when price is in the right space. When price is either in the upper, Bollinger Band for sales, or sniper band as they call it, or the lower sniper band for buys. And it doesn't, as you could see here, it doesn't always have to be in that thicker band for the scorecard to come out, but it does have to go above that first level band, right? That first thin red line here. It does have to be above there. Of course, that signal is always going to be stronger if price is in this upper band. For me, I would probably only take scorecards where the a wick of a candle goes up into the upper or lower band, right? The thicker band. Then you look at your bar and your cloud color here. So you have obviously blue bars for buys, red bars for sales. And then you have also gray crossover candles, right? So if you're taking a buy, you obviously want a blue candle or a gray crossover candle, but only a gray crossover candle where the cloud color is blue. So you can see here we have this gray crossover candle, but the cloud color is red. So here we have a scorecard, a blue scorecard, right? But the candle's red, so we wouldn't take that entry. And then we have a gray candle, which is they call that the crossover, right? But again, the cloud is still red. So then right here, you get another blue scorecard. You have a gray candle and the cloud color is blue. So if you're buying, you would look for blue candles or gray candles with the cloud color blue. And if you're selling, you would look for red candles uh, or a gray candle with the cloud color red, lining up with the corresponding red or blue scorecard, right? Blue for a buy, red for a sell. Okay, you have the snipe arrows and the super snipe arrows. Of course, the bigger super snipe arrows are a additional confirmation, right? But in either way, you don't want to have, if you're buying and you're buying on a blue candle or a gray candle that's in a blue cloud, you don't want to have a red snipe arrow underneath it, right? That would be no good. Okay. And again, if you're selling and you're selling from a red candle or a gray candle in the red cloud, you want to make sure you have a red snipe arrow or a red super snipe arrow if that shows up. You don't want to have those colors mixed matched, right? Everything should be red for a sell, blue for a buy. Again, it's a color coded system, right? Moving averages, you could look for a bounce off of a moving average or a crossover of a moving average. So you can see here our price is bouncing off of this one. It's also crossing from below it to above it, right? So you can look for either one of those. And then, of course, you have the FVG entry box or the fair value gap entry box. And this is one of the coolest things about this scanner is it gives you this entry box here, which then gives you a invalidation zone and two take profit levels, right? Or two exits. And so you do have a choice of using the FVG entry box, or you could just take the trade when the signal candle closes, right? So it's up to you how to do that. And I think there's more things on here on the risk to reward here. Yeah. So the entry price, again, you may enter in the market on a candle close to catch the market momentum, or you can use the FVG entry box, which shows up here, right? Okay. And you can wait for a wick pullback into that zone, right? For greater risk to reward and less drawdown, but then you do run the risk of missing the move entirely, right? So your two choices are here. Here's the scorecard right here, and you can take that trade when that candle closes, or you can wait for price to move into the FVG box here, and that gives you a better risk to reward. Actually, in the live training, guys, they show you entering the trade at the halfway point of the FVG box, okay? So you would set your limit order at the halfway point of that entry box. You can use, you can use certain tool, you can use like the specific tool to give you the 50% line, or you can just kind of eyeball it, And again, you can just market execute by waiting for price to move to that area, or you can set a buy or sell limit order there, okay? And then, of course, your stop loss, you use that red dotted line as the stop loss level. This serves as an early invalidation, and normally you want price to stay below that line in order for the trade to be valid, okay? You can see here how in this example, for some reason, the stop loss box is a little bit below the line there. I don't know, that must just be a mistake there. But we see the FVG box, and then we can see the take profit 1 and take profit 2 here. So again, you may use the key zone levels to trade from zone to zone, right? As you could see these key zones, again, these key zones are based off of that whole number, half number, quarter number support and resistance theory, right? Dynamic support and resistance. or you can use the actual levels that the indicator gives you. So you set your stop loss at the red dotted line or higher, and you put your take profit at the next key pivot zone, or of course, you use the levels that the indicator gives you, that the scanner gives you. I would just use the levels that the scanner gives you. And again, it's always important to take partials and have trailing stops, right? So when you're up, when you're up like at the 1 to 2 take profit, it's a good practice to take partial profits once you're up by 1% or 2%. It's all up to you how you do it. Okay. I like to take partial profits when I'm up, you know, 2%. I might close half the trade and move the stop loss to break even and then let the trade run to the goal. You can also take profits when you're up 1%. If you're, again, if you're risking 2%, or I'm sorry, if you're risking 1% on the trade, right? Then you could take profits when you're up 1% by taking, closing half the trade and moving your stop loss to break even. But that's kind of up to you on how you want to do that. Here, they say it's a good practice to take 50% partial profits at 1 to 2 and move the take profit to the next zone and exit early if the bar color changes. Okay. So that's the risk to reward. And of course, this is the end. Thank you for listening to me here and listening to this quick overview of the Sniper Pro Scanner. I hope that I hope that you got something out of it. And again, the purpose of this video is just an overview for people that are not in Jifu yet. Okay. So this is to help you. Some people were asking me, I was getting emails saying, hey, can you tell us how this scanner works? So I started with the golden arrow scanner last week. And so today I just gave you a quick overview of Sniper Pro. Again, if you're watching this video and you're in Jifu, I don't want to say you wasted your time, but you definitely want to go in here and watch Manny's videos because he's going to do a much better job explaining the scanner than I can. So again, guys, if you're watching this and you like what you see, again, I'll put the link to the PDF file so that as I make the results videos during the week, I call them results videos, and I'll put results and the date, kind of like I do with the golden arrow scanner there. As I make the results videos, you'll be able to click on those and watch those as well. Okay. And if you're just interested in joining Jifu, just get with me. There might be a link in the description area of this video on YouTube, or if you're watching it on Facebook, just message me. Or if you're on other social media or you're responding to my emails, reading my emails and you're getting this there, then you could probably just click on a link. There'll be a link there. But any questions, get back to me. If you're ready to join, get with me and I'll send you out my link and we'll get you started so that you can start using these scanners yourself. And of course, Jifu offers a 7-day money back guarantee. So if you're not happy with what you're seeing after 7 days or before 7 days, I guess you want to make sure that you cancel before the 7 days are up if you're not happy. But if you're like me, you're going to love it. You're going to get access to all 6 of the academies, all the live training, and all the scanners. Have a great night, guys. Take care.